John Smith tapped the console with a steady hand. He sat in the dim control room of Vestra Station, where humming servers lined the walls. Each server held endless streams of data from across the outer systems. John's job was to sift through routine transmissions. He rarely found anything unusual. Tonight, the room felt still and quiet, a sharp contrast to his racing heart. Outside the station, the hollow hush of space was broken by the distant chime of alarms. These alarms warned of approaching meteor clusters. Still, John felt drawn to his console. A faint blip flickered on the display. He leaned forward. The signal was weak but persistent. It pulsed in a slow rhythm. He frowned and tapped his headset. "Olivia, you there?" he asked. Olivia Brown answered within seconds. Her voice was calm but curious. She was the station commander and rarely left her quarters. "I am here," she said. "What do you see?" John pointed at the readout. "Some kind of blip." "It repeats in a pattern." "Almost like a code," Olivia joined him at the console. She studied the signal with careful eyes, her brow furrowed. "This is not weather data. It is not a beacon from our survey ships." "Can you isolate it?" John nodded. He ran a filter to block out noise and background chatter. The signal grew clearer. The pulses repeated exactly 9 times, then paused, then repeated again. He compared it to known distress codes. Nothing matched. Its pattern was too rudimentary for any modern vessel. Yet it was too regular to be random interference. Olivia turned to him. "Where did this come from?" John scrolled through the logs. "From the old relay station on Vestra 5. It has not been active in decades. Someone reactivated it recently." Olivia frowned. Vestra 5 was a remote mining outpost. It was abandoned 20 years ago after the mining colony collapsed. The relay station remained as a communication fallback. No one had used it since. "Bring up the coordinates," Olivia said. John typed rapidly. A holographic map flashed to life above the console. A red dot marked the relay station. It was many light hours away. She gazed at the map in silence. John glanced at her. "We can send a probe. Might get more data." Olivia pressed her lips together. "We do not have an active probe. Launch systems are offline." John felt a pang of frustration. The station was small. Supplies were limited. They could not launch deep space missions without approval from the Planetary Council. "I will submit a request," he said. Olivia shook her head. "Council might refuse. This signal is too weak to be urgent. They will deem it a false alarm." John did not give up. The signal pulsed again. He recorded it. After a moment, he noticed subtle variations. The length of the pause changed slightly between cycles. "Receive this," John said. He played back the sequence slowly. Olivia listened and narrowed her eyes. "This could be a message, maybe a language code." John felt hope. "I will run it through the decoder grid." He fed the pulses into a rudimentary translation program. The system matched patterns to a primitive dialect from an ancient colony. The decoded phrase was simple. "Help us." Olivia single quotes S eyes widened. She studied the screen. "Help us. This is a distress call." John nodded. "But it is not ours." "It is not from any recorded human colony. It must be from something else." Olivia straightened. She made a choice. "We have to investigate. If there is a ship or station under distress, we have a duty to respond." John agreed. "I will prepare the signal data." "We need analysis. Alex Lee can help." Olivia nodded. Alex was a xenolinguist on station. She specialized in old colony dialects. She might uncover more of the message. John gathered the data on a secure drive. He stored the pulses and translation attempt. He also saved raw audio logs. Olivia contacted Alex through the internal network across the station. Alex Lee was at the research lab. She was quiet by nature but brilliant in her work. She wore round glasses that magnified her eyes when she read texts. Her lab was filled with ancient tablets and holographic translators. Olivia's message appeared on her screen. She read it and frowned. "Distress signal from a lost colony." "Vestra 5 relay." Alex tapped her keypad. "Send me the raw data. I will analyze the full sequence." John delivered the data set personally. Alex connected the drive to her terminal. She ran multiple translation algorithms. After a few tense minutes, she looked up. "The message is longer than just help us," Alex said. "It includes coordinates of their location. It mentions an attack by an unknown force." Olivia crossed her arms. "Do they identify the attacker?" Alex shook her head. "They refer to them as Deathworlders. They describe them as brutal conquerors. They mention fire from orbit and no mercy." John felt a chill. Legends spoke of Deathworlders. They were mythical warriors from remote systems. They thrived on harsh planets and trained in survival and combat. Stories said they invaded worlds with overwhelming force. Olivia sighed. "Myth or not, this is serious. A colony is under attack. We need to warn the Council." John agreed, "But Council might not believe us." "They will ask for proof." Olivia tapped her chin. "We have proof. The decoded message itself, plus an audio record of their screams and explosions." Alex frowned. "The record is harrowing. I had to block parts." "It may upset listeners, but it proves the colony is under siege." Olivia nodded. "We present this to the Council." "We tell?" "Then we must act." John felt nervous. The Council met rarely. When they did, it was for trade talks and treaties. Emergencies were met with calm deliberation. Olivia checked her watch. "They meet in 2 hours. We should request an emergency session." John sent the request. It pinged through the station network. Minutes later, it was approved. An alert sounded in the council chamber. Olivia, John, and Alex walked into the grand hall. The council members sat on raised benches. The governor presided over them. She was an older woman with silvery hair and sharp eyes. "Commander Brown," the governor said, "what brings you here?" Olivia bowed her head respectfully. "Governor, we have detected a distress signal from an active relay on Vestra 5. It is a call for help from a lost colony under attack by Deathworlders." She handed the governor the drive. John explained the decoded phrases. Alex described the language patterns. The governor watched the audio play carefully. The council members whispered among themselves. At last, the governor spoke. "This is disturbing. We cannot ignore a plea for help, yet we must consider our own safety." Olivia held her breath. The council's decision would shape their fate. John remembered the pulsing beacon he saw on his screen. It had a strange beauty. It was a call for mercy and salvation. He hoped their plea would not be ignored. John Smith sat at the lab table beside Alex Lee. The lights of the research wing glowed soft and blue. Disks of data formed neat stacks on the table. John watched as Alex loaded the relay signal into advanced decoders. He felt tension in his chest. He wanted answers. He needed to know the full message. Alex tapped keys with steady fingers. She adjusted parameters on the translation engine. The machine hummed. Lines of code scrolled faster. She paused to compare segments, then she spoke. "John, I have more of the signal. It mentions a colony called Novan. It is near the red dwarf system at Theta 3. John leaned in. "Theta 3? That is far beyond our patrol zones." He frowned. "How did they reach out? The relay station must boost the range." Alex nodded. Vestra 5 relay has ancient amplifiers. They can reach deep space. But the colony must be desperate to reactivate. John pressed his forehead. "What else does the message say?" Alex scrolled. "They describe an attack that began 3 days ago. Deathworlder assault ships arrived out of nowhere. They killed the colony defenders quickly. Survivors took shelter underground. They say they are low on supplies." John felt a cold knot. "Do they give numbers? How many survivors?" Alex frowned. "They mention 200 people left. A mix of miners, families, scientists. They call themselves the Novan colony. They say they have young children and elders." John closed his eyes. "Children and elders. They cannot fight. They sent this message hoping for rescue." Alex tapped more keys. I found a longer text. "It warns that Deathworlders use landing craft for ground assaults. They burn settlements with plasma torches. They slaughter any living being." John swallowed. The Deathworlders are not just soldiers, they are killers. Alex traced lines on her holomap. Novan Colony is on a harsh desert world. The terrain is rocky and barren. The colony carved dwellings beneath cliffs. Deathworlders can drop into craters from orbit. John imagined the rocky canyons. He felt dread. How long will supplies last? He asked. Alex sighed. It depends. They mention water stores will run out in 20 hours. Food is scarce. They cannot escape without help. John stood and paced. We have to inform Captain Olivia. We need resources to go there, Alex nodded. I will prepare the full decoded transcript. It is in simple text. But parts are gruesome. You should decide how much to show the council. John listened. He felt responsibility. He did not want to hide. Horrors, but he knew council members would balk at disturbing images. He rubbed his temples. We need to show the urgency. Without sugarcoating. No emotion. Facts only. Alex saved the transcript. She ejected the drive. John took it. He left the lab with purpose. In the corridor, he met Olivia Brown. She stared at him. Any news? She asked softly. John held out the drive. Full decoded message. Coordinates, time of attack, number of survivors, water and food estimates. They will run out soon. Olivia took the drive and studied him. Her face was calm. We must act now. Assemble. A team. We will need a small ship, medical supplies, weapons. John nodded. Council might not approve a rescue. Olivia squared her shoulders. We will convince them. We have proof, and this station has honor. We answer calls for help. They walked to the command center. John opened the door. The room was quiet except for consoles. On screens, views of space. And station schematics hovered. Olivia approached the main console. She inserted the drive. Data loaded. She projected a hologram of the desert world. The colony site glowed red. The relay station blinked green. Ships hovered above the surface. Council members watched. Some frowned, others whispered. Governor Halle sat between two advisors. She looked concerned. Olivia cleared her voice. Governor, Council, we have a full transcript of a distress signal. It is from Novan Colony on planet T3. It reports that Deathworlders attacked 3 days ago. 200 survivors are trapped underground. They face dehydration and starvation in less than a day. She paused. Every eye in the room was fixed on her. The colony sent coordinates through Vestra 5 relay. We verified the location and details. Deathworlders use ground drops and orbital bombardment. If we do not act, no one will survive. She shut off the holo. Silence followed. Counselor Morgan tapped his holopad. Commander, this could be a trap. Deathworlders are known for ambush. Sending ships into unknown space is dangerous. Olivia met his gaze. We will send a small team. A scout vessel with limited crew. We can extract survivors and return quickly. Risk is small compared to saving lives. Counselor Riley spoke next. We lack resources. Station supplies are low after meteor storms. We cannot spare a ship and crew, John intervened. We can use the derelict scout at Dock 3. It needs only basic repairs. We have mechanics ready. No major resources required, Riley frowned. The vessel has no medical bay. Survivors may need treatment. Alex stepped forward. She had followed them. I can convert the cargo hold into a medical area. I have field med supplies in the research wing. It will suffice for urgent care, Riley considered. And weapons? Deathworlders have heavy armor. Olivia said, we will take light arms and shields. We will avoid direct conflict. Our goal is extraction, not battle. The governor leaned forward. You understand the risk. If you fail, Vestra Station may face retaliation. Olivia bowed her head. We accept the risk. We cannot ignore this plea. The governor closed her eyes briefly. Then she nodded. Very well. I authorize a limited rescue mission. Return with survivors or do not return at all, Olivia bowed. Thank you, Governor. We will depart at first light. Council adjourned. Olivia and her team left the chamber. John exhaled. He felt weight lift. Outside, station lights blinked. Far above, stars shone cold. The scout vessel waited. John looked at Olivia. First light is in 6 hours. We have work to do. Olivia nodded. Prepare equipment. Gather volunteers. We leave soon. Alex squeezed John's arm. We may save 200 lives. John nodded. We must. Together they walked down the corridor, ready to face Deathworlders and bring hope to the Novan colony. John Smith stood in the hangar bay as mechanics worked on the scout vessel. The ship's hull was scratched and dusty. Crews patched panels and tested engines. John watched each step. He felt the weight of the coming journey. Olivia Brown joined him. She held her tablet, reviewing mission details. She spoke softly. We have 6 volunteers. Each knows the plan. John nodded. He checked the list. The team included 2 medics, Lena and Mark, and engineer Josh, pilot Tara, and 2 security officers, Dan and Mia. Each had trained for rescue ops. Olivia pointed at the supply crates. Med kits, food packs, water containers. Double rations for the colony survivors. John took a crate. He opened it. Inside were bandages, pain meds, sterilizers. He packed them into his bag. He felt calm, focused. Tara climbed into the cockpit. She wore a flight suit and gloves. Her hair was tied back. She greeted John. Systems are green, engines test fine. John smiled. Tara was confident. He trusted her. He climbed into the co-pilot seat. Behind them, Olivia and others boarded. As doors closed, the bay lights dimmed. The ship's engines roared. The vessel lifted. Mechanics lined the edges, waving. The ship rose and angled toward orbit. Outside, Vestra Station glowed against black space. The ship slipped away, leaving a trail of blue ions. John held Olivia's hand briefly. They nodded at each other. Inside, Tara engaged thrusters. The vessel shot forward. John felt pressure in his chest. Moments later, faster than light drive engaged. Stars stretched into lines. John closed his eyes. He pictured the Novan colony, the scared families. He had to help. Next to him, Tara monitored navigation. She spoke over comms. We are on course, 8 to 15 hours. Olivia addressed the team, her voice calm. Prepare for landing. Terrain is harsh. We expect canyons and dust storms. Stay alert. Josh checked the landing gear. Lena and Mark sorted medical kits. Don and Mia tested their shields. Even Tara and John secured harnesses. They settled in. The hours passed slowly. The hum of engines was constant. Supplies rattled in crates. A small lamp glowed overhead. John opened the decoded transcript. He reread the lines about Deathworlders' tactics. He felt dread. He looked at Olivia. She caught his eye. She offered a reassuring smile. They shared silent resolve. Each knew the stakes. 200 lives hung in the balance. Eventually, Tara spoke. We are exiting Eftel in 5 minutes, Olivia nodded. Ready yourself? John fastened straps. Outside the cockpit window, stars snapped back to points. They slowed. Tara aligned the ship's sensors. A red planet filled the viewport. Massive. Canyons cut through barren deserts. Swirling dust storms darkened parts of the surface. John's single quotes heart raced. He read the colony coordinates. They pointed to a canyon rim. A tiny speck of structures lay below, half hidden by rock. Olivia whispered. There it is, Tara spoke calmly. Begin descent. The ship tilted. Landing thrusters glowed orange. They descended into the atmosphere. Wind buffeted the ship. Alarms sounded softly. John gripped his seat. He watched the controls. Tara guided them through shifting winds. Rocks flew past outside. Beneath them, the colony appeared, a cluster of dome shelters built into cliffs. Energy shields flickered above the entrance. Survivors must be hiding. Tara found a flat plateau near the colony. She lined up for a safe. Touchdown. The ship shook. Dust flew inside the cockpit. With a final jolt, the ship touched ground. Landing gear settled on rocky ground. Engines powered down. Silence engulfed them. Olivia exhaled. We're down. John unbuckled. He rose. Slowly. He felt dust in his hair. He turned to the team. Let's move. They opened the hatch. Cold wind hit them. They stepped onto rocky soil. The air tasted dry but breathable. Olivia led them toward the colony entrance. Jagged cliffs rose on each side. The path was narrow. Dust swirled around their boots. Don kept his weapon raised. Mia covered his flank. John held a scanner. He scanned for life signs. Lena and Mark followed with med kits. Josh stayed close to the ship in case they needed a quick retreat. Near the colony entrance, alarm lights flashed red. The shield gate was active. It blocked their path. Olivia approached the control panel. Vines grew around it. She wiped dust. She input the override code from the transcript. The shield shimmered and lowered. They entered. Inside, the chambers were dimly lit. Torches burned on walls. Survivors huddled in corners. Faces were pale. Children clutched blankets. One woman cried softly. An old man coughed. Families pressed together. John's eyes filled. Olivia raised her voice. "We are here to help. Your message reached Vestra Station. We will bring you to safety." Her words echoed. Survivors looked stunned. A small boy stepped forward. His eyes were wide. He asked, "Will you save us?" Olivia knelt. She met his gaze. "We will try. We need to move quickly. Supplies are low." A murmured echo went through the group. Hope flickered in their eyes. John scanned the area. He noted water barrels nearly empty. He checked his watch. Time was short. Whispers spread. Families gathered belongings. Children held small toys. Elders rose carefully. Olivia spoke. "We will escort you to the ship. Stay close and do not run." Survivors formed a line. Olivia led them out. John followed. He counted heads. 180 survivors. He saw the old man. He paused. John knelt and offered his hand. The man took it, trembling. John guided him forward. Outside, dust swirled. Survivors blinked in bright light. The ship stood ready. Don and Mia cleared the path. Lena and Mark called out for injured. They helped 2 wounded adults. Josh brought crates of water. Marauders found relief in droplets. The dry lips sighed with gratitude. As survivors climbed the ramp, John noticed movement above. A group of Deathworlder scouts watched from a cliff. They wore heavy armor. Their masks reflected sunlight. They held weapons at the ready. They did not move. John alerted Olivia quietly. She scanned the cliff. Yes, they watched. Olivia whispered to Tara. "Seal the ramp. Keep shields up." Tara hit a button. The ramp closed. A shield mesh lowered behind them. Olivia addressed the team. "Prepare for departure. We may face pursuit." Tara engaged thrusters. The ship lifted. Survivors staggered inside. Dust fell from the ramp. Outside, the Deathworlders of the cliff raised weapons. They fired warning shots. Sparks hit the plateau rock. Tara accelerated. The ship rose quickly. Deathworlder scouts aimed but did not fire lethal rounds. John recorded the event on his scanner. He felt relief but knew the danger was not over. Inside, survivors cried and prayed. Olivia comforted them. She spoke softly about hope. John sat beside the small boy. He offered water. The boy drank and smiled faintly. John patted his shoulder. The boy looked up. John whispered, "You are safe now." Outside the viewport, the planet grew smaller. The ship left the atmosphere. The colony receded. Olivia accessed the comms. She sent a message to Vestra Station. "Colony evac in progress. 200- injured on board. Need extraction point." Analysis of the message sent showed response pending. John glanced at the team. They watched survivors. Gratitude filled the air. Still, John knew this was only part of their mission. The fleet of Deathworlders remained a threat in orbit. They would chase. Olivia met John's gaze. She nodded. They prepared for whatever came next. The journey home had begun. Olivia Brown watched the colony world shrink on the viewport. Behind them, Deathworlder ships appeared near the planet's dark limb. Their black hulls glowed red. They moved like wolves circling prey. Inside the scout vessel, alarm lights blinked. Tara held the controls steady. Her knuckles were white. John sat at the rear, monitoring life support and shields. "They are launching pursuit ships," Tara said. Olivia stood. She touched the shield control. "We have survivors on board. Shields must hold." Outside, two small interceptor craft detached from the fleet. They darted toward the scout ship. They fired warning shots that sent sparks across the vessels. Shield. Don and Mia loaded stun rifles. They took positions at the airlock. Lena and Mark prepared medical stations for wounded. John adjusted the scanner. He replied over comms. Their weapons are energy pulses. Shields are holding at 60%. Olivia studied her tablet. We need speed. Tara, increase thrusters to max. Tara moved the throttle. The ship lurched forward. Stars stretched as faster-than-light drive engaged. Inside, survivors hugged blankets. Children quivered. An old woman knelt and prayed. Olivia knelt beside her. She offered water. The woman whispered thanks. Behind them, the interceptor vessels chased. Tara pushed the ship's engine. Alarm sounded. John checked shields. Shields dropping at 40%. Olivia bit her lip. Tara, can we outrun them? Tara shook her head. Not at this distance. They match our FTL speed for short bursts, Olivia paced. We need a plan. John spoke up. We can use the nebula field near the next system. Its ion storms will jam their targeting, Olivia nodded. Set course? Tara plotted a route. The interceptor vessels followed. They fired as they approached. The ship's shields flared. Suddenly. The stars blurred. They dropped out of faster than light. They entered normal space in a cloud of glowing gas. Electric currents danced outside. Tara navigated through the nebula. Sensors warned of ion storms. Rocks and charged particles battered. The hull. Olivia held onto a rail. She looked out at the swirling colors. Keep us steady, she shouted. Tara weaved between gas pockets. The fighters chased, but their sensors flickered. Their weapons misfired once, then again. John smiled. Nebula is working. He relayed shield strength. It started to recover. Outside, the nebula glowed pale green and blue. The scout ship emerged into clearer space. The interceptor vessels slowed and withdrew toward the Deathworlder fleet. Olivia exhaled. She wiped sweat from her brow. Good work. Don and Mia secured the airlock. Survivors relaxed slightly. Some wept with relief. John tapped his console. New course plotted to midpoint jump gate. We can return to Vestra Station there. Olivia stood. She addressed the team. We survived pursuit. Now we finish the journey home. Lena and Mark treated a wounded man. He had burns from landing. They applied salves. He closed his eyes and nodded. Olivia approached him. She offered a small smile. You are safe. We will get you help. The man whispered, Thank you. Olivia moved on. She found the boy from earlier. He watched the gas clouds fade on the VIEWPORT. How are you? The boy shrugged. I am okay. Olivia smiled. You are brave. Outside, the scout ship neared the jump gate. A ring of energy spanned space. The ship glowed as it prepared to jump. Tara said, Ready for jump in 10 seconds. Olivia gathered survivors. Brace for jump. The ship lurched. Stars stretched again. They emerged back in Vestra sector space. Olivia checked the map. We are halfway home. John sighed with relief. We made it through the nebula. Suddenly, alarms blared. New ships appeared ahead on the return path. Deathworlder interceptors blocked the jump exit. Tara cursed softly. They ambushed us, Olivia forced calm. Divert through the side corridor. Sensors show a clear path. Tara took the ship off the main lane. They flew through a narrow channel between asteroids. Outside, asteroid shadows flickered across the hull. The interceptor ships pursued, but had trouble following. Don opened the airlock remotely. He fired shock mines into the corridor. They exploded. Behind them. Olivia watched the display. They are turning back. The storm of mines and asteroids forced the interceptors to retreat to safer space. Tara realigned the ship back to the main lane. Path clear, Olivia exhaled. Plot course for Vestra Station docking bay, Tara confirmed. Setting course? Inside. Survivors cheered softly. Children clapped. Hope grew again. Olivia turned to John. Report? John reviewed data. All survivors accounted for, shields at 70%. Systems normal, Olivia nodded. Prepare to dock. The scout ship approached Vestra Station. Docking clamps awaited. Tara guided them gently. With a soft thud, they were secure. Bay? Doors opened. Mechanics greeted them. Olivia and John led survivors down the ramp. Station crew ran to help. Medical teams took the wounded. John watched survivors step onto safe ground. Relief and gratitude filled the air. Olivia stood beside him. She exhaled. We did it. John nodded. We saved lives. Olivia smiled. This is only the beginning. We must warn others. John agreed. The Deathworlder fleet is still out there. Olivia placed her hand on the control console. She looked to the stars. She thought of Part 6. What happens when the fleet of Deathworlders answers the signal? The station bay lights glowed bright as the scout ship settled into the dock. Mechanics swarmed around, removing energy cores and checking hull integrity. Survivors moved slowly down the ramp, guided by station crew. Olivia Brown and John Smith stayed close to the group. They watched every face. Lena Lee and Mark Davis led the wounded to the medical wing. The corridors were packed with staff preparing beds and supplying fresh water. Children were wrapped in warm blankets. Elders sat in chairs, staring at the busy scene. Olivia spoke softly to a family. The mother held an infant. She smiled gratefully. The father nodded, tears in his eyes. Olivia's heart swelled. She had hoped to save them all. John walked beside the boy who once held a toy. They reached a bench. The boy sat and hugged a blanket. John knelt. You did well, he said. The boy nodded and tapped the small toy at his side. Outside on the station platform, a crowd of reporters and officials gathered. Holoprojectors lit up the names of survivors as they arrived. A warm wind blew recycled air. Governor Halle arrived with Councilor Riley and Morgan. Reporters asked questions, cameras flashed. The governor spoke with calm authority. We have brought home our people. We will care for them and rebuild. Olivia and John stood at attention. The governor turned to them. She held out her hand. To Olivia. Thank you, Commander. You and your team have done a great service, Olivia bowed. Thank you, Governor. But this mission is not over. The Deathworlder fleet is still active. They may respond to the colony's signal, Riley frowned. We must prepare defenses. Station shields are strong, but our garrisons are light. Morgan spoke next. We should send a warning to nearby systems. Deathworlders might attack civilians. The governor nodded. She turned to John. Launch the relay beacon. Broadcast a warning message. John activated a console. Streams of light raced across holoscreens. Within moments, a broadcast signal pulsed out through subspace channels. Olivia watched. This will alert other colonies and ships. The governor placed a hand on Olivia's shoulder. Good work. Now rest and plan. Olivia exhaled. She looked at the survivors. Many were seated on cots. They ate food and drank water. John joined Lena and Mark. They comforted an elder man. His leg was bandaged. He smiled at them. I thought I would die. Thank you both, Lena replied softly. We are glad you survived. As night fell inside the station, Olivia and John walked to the command center. The room was quiet now. Only a few officers remained. Holographic maps glowed in blue. Olivia tapped the map. The fleet of Deathworlders is 20 light hours from here. Their speed is estimated at 0.6 C. They could be here in 2 days. John studied the readouts. We need to prepare defenses and evacuation plans for nearby stations. Olivia nodded. And we must study the distress beacon. Perhaps we can send a message that stops them, John frowned. In the original message, the colony mentioned an ancient warlord who once saved them. Maybe this beacon contains a code. To call allies, Olivia looked surprised. If we can decode that part, we might turn them into friends. John tapped the console. He pulled up the full transcript. He found a section in Deathworlder language. The code phrase was repeated 4 times. Olivia leaned in. Read it. John spoke the phrase aloud. The sound was harsh and low. Ancient vowels echoed in the quiet room. Olivia's eyes widened. This is a call of honor among Deathworlders, a plea to their ancient code. John nodded. If we broadcast this, maybe we can summon their commanders and turn the fleet from destroyers to defenders. Olivia looked at him. It is a risk. They might attack if they hear the call. John placed a hand on her arm. But if it works, we can save many lives. Olivia took a deep breath. Prepare the broadcast. We do this at dawn. Let the council know. Later that night, Olivia and John rested in the small quarters. Outside, the station hushed. Lights dimmed. Olivia closed her eyes. She thought of the Novan colony and their children. She hoped the ancient code would work. John held her hand. We did well today, Olivia smiled softly. We will do better tomorrow. They slept with hope and fear intertwined, ready for part 6, when the unstoppable fleet answers the call. At dawn, Vestra Station glowed silver in soft light. Olivia Brown stood on the command balcony with John Smith. Council members watched from behind. The air was tense. They waited for the ancient distress code to be broadcast. In the command center below, technicians prepared the relay beacon. The device was old but powerful. It could reach deep into space. Alex Lee entered the code phrase in Deathworlder language. She spoke each word carefully. Honor binds us, she said, reading aloud. The words echoed in the room. Rich and low. They carried weight. Olivia nodded. Send it. John activated the transmission. A pulse of light shot from the station's antenna array. It spread into subspace. It traveled faster than any ship could fly. Outside in deep space, the Deathworlder fleet moved as one. Black dreadnoughts and fighter escorts streamed through the void. They closed on Vestra Station, engines glowing red. Suddenly, one dreadnought halted. The others slowed. The ship's lights dimmed. The fleet paused in silence. On Vestra Station, alarms stopped. Council members gasped. Olivia and John watched the fleet's status displays. They heard the call. John said softly. Olivia clenched her fist. Now we wait. In the cold depths of space, the lead dreadnought opened its communication channel. A deep voice echoed through station speakers. We answer the call of honor, it said in a harsh tongue. Alex Lee tapped her translator. The words appeared on screen. We come as friends, not enemies, Olivia breathed out. She turned to the governor. They will not attack. The governor replied, But are they truly our allies? Olivia looked. At the screens. We must trust them. This code binds Deathworlders to protect those who call, the Dreadnought's captain spoke. We await your terms, Olivia stepped forward. She spoke into the com. I am Commander Olivia Brown of Vestra Station. We extend friendship and alliance. You protected the Novan colony long ago. We seek your help now. Silence followed. Then the captain replied, We stand by our ancient oath. We will guard this station and its people. Olivia turned to the council. We have powerful allies now, she paused. We should formalize this alliance. Councilor Riley asked, What demands will they make? John answered, Deathworlders value honor and protection. They ask only for mutual respect and safe harbors. The governor nodded. We will grant them a foothold. We will share resources and intelligence. Outside, the Deathworlder fleet arranged itself in a protective ring around the station. Dreadnoughts pointed heavy weapons outward, shields activated. On the station balcony, survivors watched in awe. Children pointed at the massive ships. Some adults bowed their heads in respect. Olivia invited the Deathworlder captain to a virtual council meeting. Holoprojectors lit the room. The captain appeared as a tall figure in black armor. His eyes glowed faint red behind his mask. He spoke slowly. We honor your courage. We will teach your people our ways of defense. In return, we ask for your knowledge of subspace travel. John smiled. We accept. Together we will protect the galaxy from those who prey on the weak. Alex added, We will share research and training. Your shield technologies can help protect colonies. The captain inclined his head. And let our alliance begin. As the meeting ended, a cheer rose from council members. Olivia felt relief and pride. She looked at John. He nodded. smiling. Later, in the mess hall, survivors shared stories with Deathworlder officers. Children taught the aliens games. The aliens showed combat drills to volunteers. Olivia walked with John to the station garden. Sunlight filtered through glass walls. Colorful plants grew in neat rows. She spoke softly. I never imagined this outcome, she said. John squeezed her hand. The call of honor saved us all. Olivia smiled. Vestra Station will stand stronger than ever. John looked at the sky through the glass dome. Black dreadnoughts and fighters patrolled above. He felt safe. Olivia watched a Deathworlder hover above the garden, patrolling silently. She thought of part future, when humans and Deathworlders would explore new worlds together. For now, they celebrated their bond. The unstoppable fleet had become their guardians, and so a simple distress signal led to an alliance that would change the fate of stars. End of story.